Christmas is around the corner. Tomorrow we're going to find out if we've been naughty or nice. Haha, did you like that one? I've liked it better than anything Rangers have produced this season, but we're taking on Nice. Philip Clement has been in the presser, and you know what? I'm literally going to spend all this video talking about Philip Clement's comments. He's lost the we already know this guy's lost the plot, man. I don't like using the term gaslighting, but it seems like that's the only thing this guy's doing. He's certainly not cooking with gas, he's gaslighting. So we may as well just get into his quotes and we'll look at Nice and see where that leaves us. But anyway, right, Philip Clement, where do we start with this absolute disaster of a press conference earlier on today? Well, we'll start with a few quotes, shall we? And I quote, "I don't agree with the story that the style of play, what we want to do, suits Europe, but doesn't suit domestic football." End of quote. Right, I don't think it really suits any competition, if I'm being honest. I think just when you play poorly in Europe, it's accepted on the dependency of the result. You look at the game against Olympiacos. I mean, it wasn't exactly great, but you got a 1-1 draw away. Could have won it. So again, that's a pretty good result. You're taking on. I mean, Lyon. I honestly don't think the performance was that bad, but we lost 4-1 against a decent team, and then against Malmo and FCB, we won 6-0 in aggregate. So maybe there is a case, right, that the style of play suits Europe more. I don't know, right? But to turn around and say that he thinks that it doesn't suit Europe more than domestic football, I would argue, there's not even a style of play that Philip Clement has implemented at this club, right? Because when you look at it, I mean, what's honestly happening? And when that was always the question mark over Gio. He could get us playing in Europe, but he could never get us playing in the league. And I guess to Gerrard to a degree as well, because obviously the first couple of seasons it was good in Europe, but the league was in, domestically, cups, etc., was certainly not as good. But again, I don't think this is the worst quote of the day for Clement, but it's like the league's the bread and butter, man. We had our wee Europa League run. We had our wee getting back to winning ways in Europe after the disasters of Progress Niederkorn. And for him to turn around and say this, he also came out and said about Hadji, another reason why we've not scored any goals is because of injuries, and he hinted at Yanis Hadji. It's like, right, well, hold on here, right? Hadji was never injured. And I get it. Hadji had that whole wage debate, contract debate, and that's why he couldn't play. That's not really down to Clement, right? But let's be honest, that's been rectified a long time ago. Hadji is obviously not preferred by Clement. We are seeing Diamonde put in stinker after stinker after stinker, and for whatever reason, Hadji just cannot get a place in that team. You saw it, right? You saw it against Dundee United at the weekend. It was much better when Yanis Hadji and Danilo came on. But guess what, troops? They're not in the Europa League squad. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. But again, like I said, Hadji's been available to pick for a while now, and I get it. Yeah, he gets sent off. I can't remember who he gets sent off against St Johnstone. So, yeah, a few things have been out of Philip Clement's control in terms of Yanis Hadji. But he could have started him in a lot more games, or just featured him on the bench, man. There's a lot of youth there, and the whole argument about there's been a lot of injuries. There has been, but I mean, the players that have got injured, like Rabbi Matondo, that rock star, he's not good enough to play for Rangers. Tom Lawrence, no one wants him even playing anyway. I'll admit, Tom Lawrence scored a couple of crucial goals this season, and those iconic, great on the eye performances where we won 1-0 like Tannadice and we beat Hibs. Some great performances there. The goal against Hibs was fantastic, to be fair. Let's dive into the next quote then from Philip Clement that's an absolute mess. And I quote, "Everyone's talking about 1 year, and it's not a reality. It's 4 months now that there's been a rebuild. A lot of things changed in the club." End of quote. Right, well, you know what? The only good thing under Clement, you could argue, was last season, in a sense of he won a trophy and he got us back up to fighting with Celtic. But to be honest, forget about last season. Up to February, start of March, that's where it was good / great. It was. He closed in the deficit or whatever. See, for him to wipe out what he did last season, pretty much say, forget about all that, forget about the trophy I won yous. Remember this season? We're 4 months into a rebuild. Look at the state of this season. We're 9 points behind Aberdeen, 11 behind Celtic. Oh, but if you win your game in hand, forget the game in hand against Aberdeen. It's pathetic. How low do the standards need to go at the club? It's like we've even got to a point now where we drew with Dundee United, and he's trying to defend it. He's trying to turn around and say, it's all right, and you're hearing from outside. It's third against fourth. What's the big problem? Because it's Rangers against newly promoted Dundee United, folks. Even if it was against Aberdeen at home, it's unacceptable. We live in a situation where if you're at home in this league. You need to win every game. But this is the same guy that turned around and said after the 3-each against Celtic that it was a morale victory. Same guy, when we get beat against Celtic, turned around and said that, oh, it's alright though, we beat Ross County 6-0, it doesn't really matter about the Old Firm. The guy's lost the plot, he doesn't understand what it means. And then we've got a full transcript to dive into here. So, and I quote, "No, I'm not busy with my future, I'm busy with the team. I'm busy with getting results. I was disappointed about the first half against United that we didn't show enough quality. The quality the team showed in the second half. It's a game that you need to win, and you need to win 9 out of 10 or 99 out of 100. If you create that amount of chances, and then you need to take the right conclusions out of that, what we did with the team, and we look forward now towards this game in Europe," end of quote. So hold on, this guy says he's busy with the team. He's busy with getting results. Where is the results? The results are awful, right? And the fact that he's hinging on this second half against Dundee United would make you believe that we won the game 5-1. Oh, we were shocking in the first half. They beat us 1-0, but, well, we won the second half 5-0. Come on. See at Rangers, see winning a half 1-0. I really think that's good enough against the newly promoted side. We should be looking to put Dundee United to the sword in the first half. Put 3 goals past them in the second half, build on it, maybe win 4-5-0. That's what the standard should be. Not, oh, well, we beat them in the second. Did we really beat them in the second half? Because only beating them 1-0 in the second half with quote-unquote so much quality got us a fucking draw. This guy is so delusional and out of his depths. Then he turned around and said, and I quote, "I don't want to use excuses. I don't want the players to use excuses. Never. So whatever is going on in the club, yes or no, we need to perform together. We need to win together. We know what Rangers is about. That's why I want to be here also. All the players, everybody who came, you already know. Also the story from my side before that's all about winning. We are busy with creating that culture in the dressing room, on the pitch." End of quote. Right, so he's turned around and said here that from his side, he's trying to get into the players that we are busy with creating that culture in the dressing room. I would argue they're busy taking that culture from the dressing room, because here he is, praising the fact that they beat Dundee United 1-0 in the second half to get a draw at Ibrox. Can no one see that this guy is just a liar of the highest degree? Normally when managers are on the verge of getting sick, you can sympathise, you've got a lot of empathy with him. This guy is a bullshit artist, man. No, how can no one see this? How can no one call it out? You will struggle to see a couple of months ago, a month ago, 2 months ago. I think there have been a lot of happy clappers defending this guy. How can anyone defend this guy? Beating Dundee United 1-0 in the second half when you lost in the first half 1-0 is unacceptable. It is. We didn't win the second half when you draw 1 each at the end of it. It's ridiculous, man. See this? There's been a lot of talk about winning firsts and second halves. I want to win 90 minutes. I want to win titles. Not the Morale Cup. Not the we beat Ross County 6-0, so it doesn't matter if we get pumped by our arch nemesis 3-0 trophy. Clement needs to go, folks. And then he's come around and said that he's had no talks with the board. And then everything you need to know, the new CEO starts on the 16th of December, 4 days after Spurs, the day after Celtic. They couldn't run a bath at the minute, and Clement, it's honestly infuriating, man. And the whole talk about injuries and building a new squad and everything the guy says is a lie, honestly. Anyway, enough about Clement for we have a mental breakdown here. As for Nice, a few notable players that actually play for them. We've got Dante, 41-year-old Brazilian Dante. Of course, centre back. He is the captain of the side. People remember him from his Schalke and Bayern Munich days, which was probably about 20 years ago. You got Jonathan Klaus in there. You've got Morgan Sanson, Tanguy Dembele. I believe both those players are on loan from Villa and Tottenham respectively, but they're both out injured, which is good news. As for other players, you got Yusufa Moukoko on loan from Borussia Dortmund, I believe. So he is actually a career mode legend. And then who else you've got? That's really about it for their team. I don't really recognise a lot of their players. But again, I've said this a couple of days ago. We could win 10-0 or lose 10-0. It's like, what? The league is the bread and butter, man. Yes, Europe is nice. If we win tomorrow, I will be happy. But whatever happens, he's not getting sacked, man. If the guy can't get sacked when he gets beat against Kelly and Aberdeen and is dropping double digits behind teams in the league in at the end of October and things like that, he's certainly not going to get beat if we get beat 2-0 or 2-1 by Nice. I think it'll be close, but I think Nice are going to beat us. I'm going to go 2-1. I mean, honestly, I'd love to sit here and say we can get a result. And obviously, yeah, you can get a result potentially. Nice have got a lot of injuries. I believe they were without any fit fullbacks. But again, I look at it, it's just, no, man, Dessers is, he's ran his race. You've got a lot of players that we could put into this squad, but simply cannot be put into this squad because they're not in the registration for Europa League. Like, it's baffling, man. We are 4 match days in, and Danilo was ready to play. I mean, I don't get it. We knew at the time Danilo, yeah, he might miss the first 3 or 4 match days, but he could be back in the final 4 match days. And I don't care, man. See a guy that is good enough to start / come off the bench for you. He should have been included in the squad, even if there was a possibility he could only make the last match day. Because guess what, folks? That's against Union Saint Galois, and you look at the next 3 games. There's not a lot of points up for grabs until that one, which is the 8th game. It's just a mess. At least with Hadji, they've got the excuse of, well, we couldn't get the contract situation sorted out. There's nothing, no excuses for Danilo. And then the problem with this is, oh, well, Dessers has to he doesn't have to start. You can play Hamza Gamani. It's just so many problems, and then greeting about injuries, greeting about this, greeting about that. Well, how about you start the youth then? They're all registered because that's the rules in Europe. The youth are automatically sorted out. And then, Tav, he got rested against Dundee United to start this game. Well, let's see how that goes for James Tavernier. Anyway, going 2-1 Nice. I hope I'm wrong. We'll see how it plays out tomorrow. Watch along for it, all that good stuff. But yeah, come on, Rangers, please don't make it any worse this week. Till next time, peace.